Hello everyone, my name's Alex. Welcome to your yoga flow practice focused on the base chakra, also known as root or Muladhara chakra. The base chakra is the first of the main 7 energy centers in the body, and it's located at the base of the spine, deep within the pelvis or thereabouts. And the base chakra is linked with survival. It's linked with feeling safe, stable and secure in ourselves and our lives. It's linked with how we look after and nourish our physical body, so linked with our physical health, and how we learn to trust ourselves and the world around us. So in our flow practice today, we're going to be focusing on that sense of grounding and stability so that we feel more safe and stable moving forwards. So can you start in child's pose? Bring the big toes together, knees nice and wide, and reach the arms further forward. Maybe the forehead reaches towards the ground. Pausing here in your child's pose, and bring your awareness all the way down to that base chakra, deep in the pelvis at the base of the spine. The colour that links with this chakra is red, and the element is earth. If you're a visual person, maybe you visualize a red spinning wheel or disc of energy there at the base of the spine. Good. From here, come up onto the fingertips. Walk the fingertips all the way over to the left side of the mat. So you get this beautiful stretch into the right side, and take 3 long and even breaths here. Inhale and exhale even in length. Walk the fingertips all the way back to center and over to the other side. Again, 3 long and even breaths into this left side. Coming all the way back to center and up onto all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread the fingers, get the middle fingers pointing forwards or thereabouts, and feel that stability and connection between your hands and your knees in the ground. And we'll take our cat-cows. So as you inhale, belly drops, heart draws forwards, open through the chest. As you exhale, curl the spine, draw the belly button in towards the spine, rounding through the back. Inhale, belly drops, collarbones broad, crown of the head lengthens away. Exhale to curl, scoop the belly in. A few more in your own time with your own breath. Nice long and even breaths as we warm up the spine. Can you get the breath and the body beginning to move in sync with each other? And then when you're ready, bring the spine back to neutral. A long line from the tailbone all the way up the spine, out through the crown of the head. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees to hover them an inch or 2 off the ground, and engage with your Mula Bandha. So pelvic floor and perineum draws up and in, just a little engagement here, as if you need to urinate and you're just holding that muscle in slightly. And then lifting the hips, downward facing dog. And feel free to have a little wiggle around in your first downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal through the heels. Maybe you give the spine a little twist from side to side, gazing under one armpit and the other. And then when you're ready, bring the spine back to neutral. Spread the hands, press into the fingertips, roll the shoulders away from the ears, hollowing out the armpits. Heels are softening towards the ground, although they might not reach. And you could take a little bend in the knees to tilt the sitting bones up towards the ceiling so you've got a nice long spine. Step that left foot a little closer to the right. Right leg reaches long behind you, three-legged dog. Take a moment to lengthen. Can you keep the shoulders square, even pressure in the hands? As you lift the leg a little bit higher, turn the hip out and bend the knee, yawning that right hip open. So lower rib cages close down, sides of the waist are nice and long. You're not slumping into one side. Take an inhale. Exhale, tiger curl the knee in towards the chest, weight comes forwards into the hands. Inhale to lengthen back, three-legged dog. Two more. Exhale forward, scoop the belly in. Inhale to lengthen. One more time. Exhale forwards, hover here. Can you tap your forehead to your knee, rounding through the upper back? And then gaze forward, step the foot in between the hands. Anjaneyasana, back knee comes down, untuck the toe to come up. Press into the heel of the front foot, that knee is tracking over the toes. Grow a little bit taller, maybe the gaze comes up towards the sky. Circle the arms, frame the front foot, half Hanuman. Lengthen the leg, draw the toes back towards you. Now that front knee might be bent, you could be up onto the fingertips, or if you have a yoga block or any props and the floor is far away, hands could come up onto your props. If your hands are resting on the leg, make sure they're resting on the shin or the quad, not pressing into the knee joint. Feeling that nice stretch into the right hamstring. We'll warm up into the hips and that hamstring a little bit more as we move from our half Hanuman here into our low lunge. So inhale, come forwards, pelvis drops down, gaze comes forwards. And exhale to fold, draw the hips back, flex the toes. Inhale forwards. Exhale, half Hanuman. A couple more. Warming up the lower half of the body. Next time you come back to your lunge, hovering here, frame the front foot, tuck the back toe under, lift the knee. Can you stay low in the hips as you lift that front foot off and step back to your plank position? Press the heels away. There's a long line now from the heels up the legs, the spine out through the crown of the head. Knees can come down if you need more support. We'll slowly lower all the way down onto our belly. See if you can keep the body in one piece as you lower. Untuck the toes, inhale to open the chest, baby cobra. Maybe the hands hover for this first one. Press the tops of the feet down, kneecaps are a little lifted off the ground. Release all the way back down and press back to your downward facing dog. Knees could stay down as you tuck the toes under and lift the hips. Step that right foot a little closer to the left. Left leg reaches long behind you, three-legged dog. Take a moment to lengthen. Keep even pressure in the hands as you lift the leg a little higher. Turn the hip out and bend the knee. Might feel this stretch into the front of the left hip. Maybe into that right hamstring. Take an inhale. Exhale, tiger curl the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen back, three-legged dog. You've got two more. Exhale forward, scoop the belly. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale forwards, hover here. Can you tap your forehead to your knee? And then step the foot in between the hands. Anjaneyasana, back knee comes down, untuck the toe to come all the way up. Press into the heel of the front foot, grow a little taller. Draw the heart and the gaze up towards the sky. Circling the arms, frame the front foot, half Hanuman, lengthen the leg, draw the hips back. Maybe you flex those toes. And just take a few breaths here, getting that length into the left hamstring. Move with your breath. As you inhale, come forwards back to your lunge. Pelvis softens down, shoulder blades slide down the back. And exhale to fold, half Hanuman. Inhale forwards. And exhale, draw the hips back. A few more times in your own time with your own breath, feeling into your body. Next time you come to your lunge, hovering here, frame the front foot, tuck the back toe under, lift the knee. Stay low in the hips as you step back to your plank position. Knees down if you need more support. Can you keep the body in one piece as you slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale to open the chest, cobra. This time you might press into the hands and come slightly higher up. Pelvis is still grounding down. And you roll the heads of the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows in towards the side of the body. Downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, knees could stay down, or maybe you keep them lifted this time as you press all the way back. Good. Begin to walk your feet to your hands step by step. And when you reach the top, inhale to lengthen the spine. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. There could be a little bend in the knees. Hands could be resting on the shins or the quads. Exhale to fold forwards. Heel toe the feet hip distance apart. Grab hold of the elbows and just allow yourself to hang forwards for a few breaths. Feeling this opening all the way over the back line of the body. Knees could be soft. Good, and then release the arms, bend the knees, slowly roll up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Chin is a little tucked, so head is the last thing to come up. And when you reach the top, rolling the shoulders open and standing tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet parallel hip distance, or big toes together, heels can come a little apart. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, reach the arms. So you're sitting back like you're sitting into a chair. Weight a little back in the heels. Shoulders softening down the back. Take an inhale here. Exhale to come all the way back up to standing, palms face down. Good. So inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms into your chair pose. Exhale to come up, palms face down, press the ground away. Inhale, drop the hips. So legs are engaged. Exhale to come up. A few more times here. Getting the quads firing. Make sure those knees are tracking over the toes. Working on stabilizing the lower half of the body. Next time you come into your chair, pausing here and folding all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen the spine, flat back. Place the hands flat, step back to your plank position. Knees again can come down if you need to. Exhale to lower halfway down if you're ready, if not all the way down onto your belly as you did before. Inhale forwards, upward facing dog or a cobra. You choose. Exhale to press back, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches long behind you, three-legged dog. Turn the hip out, bend the knee. Step the foot in between the hands, heel to toe if there's space. Crescent lunge to come all the way up, reaching through the arms. Now just pausing here, make sure that front knee is tracking over the toes. Could have softness in the back knee to support the lower back if you need to. Maybe the arms come a little wider, just soften those shoulders away from the ears. And we'll take 3 lunges, hover that back knee an inch off the ground. So bending the back knee, and you engage that back glute and press the ground away. 2 more, bend and hover that back knee and press. 1 more time and press. Arrowhead, pitch the body forwards, fingertips reach back. Palms are facing down, shoulder blades are squeezing towards each other. Begin to press into that front foot, warrior three. Transfer the weight to pick up the back foot. Arms could stay reaching behind you, or maybe they lengthen by the sides of the ears. Can you roll that back big toe down to square the hips off with the floor? With absolute control, warrior two, bend the front knee, plant the back foot to come all the way up. So there's a long line from that front heel, either to the back heel or to the inner arch of the back foot. Back foot is parallel with the back of the mat, or toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Front knee squeezing back open over the toes. Gaze at the middle finger of the front hand. 3 or so long deep breaths. Windmill the arms, frame the front foot. Either step back to your downward facing dog, or maybe you take that vinyasa through. Exhale to lower half or all the way down. Inhale forwards, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to press back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Left leg reaches long behind you. Take a moment to lengthen. Lift the leg a little higher, turn the hip out and bend the knee, yawning that left hip open. Feel into the hands, make sure the pressure is even in the hands. And then step that left foot in between the hands, heel to toe. Inhale to come all the way up, crescent lunge, reach the arms. So we're on to the other side. Take a moment here, feeling that weight down towards the ground. Stable, strong. Bend the back knee, hover that knee an inch off the ground, engage that glute, and press everything back up. 2 more, lower and hover that back leg, and press. 1 more. Arrowhead, pitch the body forwards, reach the fingertips back, chest is open. Warrior 3, transfer the weight to pick up the back foot. Maybe the arms reach above the head. And you're looking for length here, as if somebody's pulling from the back of the skull and pulling from the ankle. With absolute control, warrior 2 to land. Bend the front knee, plant the back foot. Pausing here for a few breaths. You draw that right shoulder behind the left, fingertips reaching away from each other. Good, windmill the arms, frame the front foot, step back to take your vinyasa through, or skip it out and come into your downward facing dog. And we will meet here. Stay breathing easily and deeply without straining. Good. Bend the knees, gaze forwards in between hands. Step or maybe lightly jump, feet to your hands. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Reach the arms, palms together. Hands come down, your center line to the heart, and just pausing here at the top of your mat. Good. Can you get the feet hip distance apart? Pick up the toes, spread the toes apart, and lower the toes back down. Bringing the feet down onto the ground, connecting us with the earth. And then when you're ready, press into the left foot. So you transfer the weight, pick up the right foot, draw the knee in towards the chest. That left hand can come to the hip. Find a point that you're gazing on to help you balance. Maybe you stay here, or maybe there's space to reach for the big toe, taking a bind of the first 2 peace fingers and thumbs with the big toe. And the leg could stay bent, or there might be space to lengthen the leg forwards. Can you square the chest off with the front? Slowly, slowly, whether the leg's bent and the hand's on the knee or you're reaching for that toe, begin to open the leg out to the side. Once you're stable, maybe you twist and gaze over that left shoulder, just a little down towards the ground. Pressing the ground away with that standing foot. Of course, you can adjust yourself and reach for a wall if you need a little bit more support today. Bring the leg all the way back to center. Lengthen it out if it's bent and reach the arms up. Even if the leg is hovering an inch or two off the ground, and you keep it lifted just for 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, release the leg, give everything a little shake. Maybe have a little sigh. And then take your time as you move on to the other side. So pressing into that right foot first. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Finding your balance. Right hand can come to the hip. Maybe you reach for the toe if there's space. And it could stay bent, or maybe there's space to lengthen that leg. Just pausing here. Spine is nice and long. Good. When you're ready, begin to open the leg out to the side. Once you're stable, maybe you switch your drishti over that right shoulder. Steady body, steady mind. Or the other way around. And when you're ready, bring the leg and the gaze back to the front. Reaching the arms, lengthen that leg, hover it a couple of inches off the ground at least for 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bend the knee, release everything, give everything a little shake. And step to the top of the mat. Inhale to reach the arms. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Step, or if you have a jump back with bent elbows to catch yourself at the bottom of your chaturanga, or skip it out and just meet us in downward facing dog. Taking your flow if you choose. We're coming to a seat at the top of the mat. If you can jump to your feet, maybe you can jump to your seat, or maybe you just bring the knees down and transition through child's pose. So taking a transition that works for you. And when you're ready, lengthening the legs out in front of you. Shift the hips from side to side to help to remove that flesh from under the sitting bones, and sit up nice and tall. You could be set up onto a block if you have one, or maybe a cushion or a rolled up towel. Inhale to reach the arms. Exhale to fold forwards. 3 to 5 long, even breaths. All of your focus in towards yourself, your breath, your body. Reach through the arms to come all the way back up. Bring the hands down behind you, about a foot away from the seat, fingertips pointing forwards. Option to bend the knees for more support and stability, and lift the hips, or maybe you can keep the legs long. If the legs are long, squeeze the ankles towards each other. Gaze could stay forwards up, or maybe there's space to drop the head back behind you. When you're ready, tuck the chin in towards the chest to come all the way down, and release yourself onto your back. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Have a rock from side to side to massage out the lower back. And then Bring the feet on the ground, hip distance apart, knees up towards the ceiling. Fingertips can reach the heels or thereabouts. If you have a block, maybe you place it in between the thighs to engage the inner thighs, squeezing that block. We're going to take a moving bridge. As we inhale in a moment, we're going to lift the hips and reach the arms above the head onto the ground behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to lower all the way back down. And our breath is going to be to the count of 4 in and out. Let's take a clearing breath first. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up for 4. Can you begin to sync your breath and the movement exactly with each other, so the breath and the movement stops at exactly the same time on the inhale and on the exhale? Working the glutes, the hamstrings, the inner thighs a little. Feeling that sense of grounding and stability as we engage the lower half of the body. Just take one more round. Once you're done, hug the knees back in towards the chest. And we'll come into a spinal twist. Knees can drop over to the left side. Reach the arms out, gazing up or back across that right arm. Good, coming all the way back to center and over to the other side. Allowing yourself to wind down now. Coming all the way back to center and releasing into your Shavasana, flat on your back. Allow the arms and legs to spread away from your center line. Spine is nice and long. And allowing the whole weight of the body to soften down onto the ground. Can you feel the back of the head, the shoulders, and the pelvis heavy on the mat? Can you soften all the muscles in the face? Weight of the body to relax down onto the ground, feeling safe and supported by the earth, always feeling the earth coming up to cradle you. It was a pleasure to guide you through your practice. Thank you for joining me.